Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for attending this press conference. And just to give you a little bit of a backdrop of where this came from and what we're talking about and where we're going. Over the past several months, myself and Chief Mark Williams, we've been meeting. And obviously because of some of the violence that has been in the city, and some of the concerns that we have, the Chief and I have brainstormed, and I guess we look at every possible means to change the complexion. But we all know that there's only a certain amount that law enforcement is able to do. And in a walk of life, you can't do it without a partnership and collaboration. So for roughly 5 meetings over the last 2 months, we've met with a faith-based group. And as you look behind me, you can see what we're talking about. And it's a group that is going to reach out because we can't do it ourselves. And today we're going to be announcing that the city's faith-based group will be beginning a Peace Through Partnership initiative that is aimed at combating the violence and encouraging cooperation. As we have met, I can only express the energy, the hope, the enthusiasm that's been expressed by the group that's behind me. We will be marching starting tomorrow night at 5:30 on James and Seymour. We will start our first. And they will be consecutively each Wednesday in different parts of the city. West Utica, East Utica. And the message will be very loud and clear. We are the majority. We feel, we know that this community, we are a city, but we are a community. And it's a need at this time that the city needs to reach out, to use every possible avenue that we have. And we're hoping at this point our tentacles will be reached out within this faith-based group. This was not alone, just myself, and I'd like to have Chief Williams just come up here a little bit because it's been a number of meetings that we've had, and I think this is the first time in a long time that this type of collaboration is coming together. And as we said before, it's not a one and done. This group is committed and has proven it's very diverse, it's very strong. It's got a higher being than City Hall behind it. So at this point, Chief Williams, if you can, just touch.
Good afternoon. As you know, over the past several weeks, we've seen a rise in the amount of gun violence in the city of Utica, which typically, once the warmer weather hits, we see every year. We solve these crimes through information, and there's been plenty of times where we either had a homicide or a shooting where we're not either getting the cooperation of the victim or the witnesses to come forward to help us. And the purpose of getting the faith-based community involved in solving these crimes is the fact that they have tentacles deep into the community. They don't know the shooters or the victims or the shooters involved. They don't certainly know the grandmothers, the mothers, or other family members. And I think that's where they're going to play a critical role in helping the police department. Because again, we solve these crimes through information. Now, over the past several weeks, you've seen that we've made several arrests for a lot of the gun violence in the city of Utica. I think a lot of that's coming from the fact that people are stepping forward. They're getting tired of it. They're getting fed up and they want to see something done. And the positive aspects of that is that we, because of them stepping forward and helping us, we have made those arrests. Basically, I'm here to, again, elicit the help of the faith-based organization. When me and the mayor talked about this with these former leaders, we didn't want it to be our plan. We wanted to let them be their plan. And I think, together, we put together a very good plan of action to try to address the gun violence. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, I'd like to bring up Pastor Hannah Burgess from the Vision to Plant Coalition. It happened to be a planting of a seed, and the seed has grown to the numbers that you see here, but the numbers do not reflect the numbers that were in the conference room. It's unfortunate, it's 2 o'clock, a lot of people are working, but we have between 25 to 30 different ministers that are here throughout our entire city. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Pastor Hannah Burgess.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm so glad to see everybody out. I want to start with giving just a brief of how we got started. We got started about a year ago when the churches came together and said, it's enough. We're dealing with a lot of things right now in society. We see anger even in our own pulpits. We see within our churches that there is anger and distress and frustration. And we felt that at this point we needed to go to the streets and we needed to meet the individuals corporately and unilaterally together so that we could make a difference, to let them know that we care, that the community cares, that the police force cares, that we are a community and we want to start taking responsibility for our thoughts, our deeds, and our actions. And together, at least 25 to 30 of us have come together and promised to back up and support the police department, the mayor, who has been instrumental, and to walk the streets and to keep on walking and talking and doing whatever we have to do to make the difference. I wanted to briefly go over this mission statement. The mission statement is as follows. Peace through partnership consists of our honorable mayor, political officials, the law enforcement agency, community leaders, and the faith-based organization. What has united us is the senseless killing and gun violence in our city. The reckless use of firearms has affected each of us. Our primary challenge is to reach, sustain, and educate the youth on the value of life. Today's youth have dreams and aspirations for a better future. We are here to educate and encourage them to make the right decisions. Gang affiliations lead to death. Please choose the keys of life. We also encourage a positive and cooperative relationship with the law enforcement to help keep our communities safe. We have combined efforts to demonstrate our love, concern, and compassion for our community. We will no longer be silent. Through prayer and this collaboration, we stand together as one voice and say, violence must cease. And this was written by one of our pastors here, Pastor Voorhees. For Pastor Voorhees. And she actually took the time to bring this together. And we are here and we plan to stay. We don't plan to go anywhere. We plan to work. We plan to walk. A lot of the pastors here are going to actually close down their Wednesday services and have them come out and walk the streets along with the mayor in collaboration to see change in Utica. We plan to take responsibility for our city, our community, and we plan to do something actively to make a difference right here and right now. It's time for us to take responsibility, and we plan to lead the pack along with the mayor to get it done. Thank you for your time.
Would you say and spell your name for us, just so we have it?
My name?
Yes,
It's on the news release.
it is.
Yes. And we'll give it to you. And again, if any follow-up questions we'll answer, I just want to at least acknowledge the fact that, again, it's collaboration, and this can't be done without what we see behind us, but obviously with the fire chief, Russell Brooks, with our chief of police, Mark Williams, our councilman Dave Testa, who's supportive in the West Utica, Jerome McKenzie was going to be here, unfortunately, probably had some delays because of work and so forth, but when we talk about a partnership, it is a very strong partnership, and as I said before, what Hannah has just expressed to you, it's not going to be a one and done. They've been doing this for over a year. It has grown. We are going to take back our streets. And I encourage anyone and everyone, tomorrow at 5:30, if you have a care about what happens in the city of Utica, no matter where you live, we're assembling at 5:30 on James and Steuben. Join us. Everyone is welcome. This is the group that will be marching. I will be in back, the chief will be in back. It's not about us, it's about you. The city of Utica starts with you. It's really what it's all about. It's you and it's us working together. Thank you. Any questions? Anna?
So you're going to be marching every Wednesday for until...
It's going to be 3 Wednesdays. It's going to be this Wednesday, the following Wednesday, and I believe the 18th on a Wednesday. And from that point on, it will be up to the group. It may be another venue that we're working on, and then going back to the streets, but we're not going to unveil what it's going to be. I think the only that they're going to say, it may be 3 weeks, but it'll be a whole year that they've been working on it. We're united at this point.
What were some of the things that the members of your church were saying to you about their, about the violence and how it needed to stop?
Well, particularly, we had an incident ourselves at our church, Greater Highway Deliverance Temple. Across the street there was a shooting. I believe it was like almost last year. It was a Spratt family that was involved, and they were actually shot right across the street from our church. That's one incident. I'm sure any of these pastors can tell you different things that they've experienced. But when we were talking, what came out the most is the frustration and the anger of the community. Also the parents that have the loss, and also interjecting or getting involved with the young people before they get to this place where they feel like the only thing to do is to retaliate. So we want to address those issues, and we know it's through the heart of a man. You know, we can say a lot, but the heart of the people have to change. And that's where the faith-based community is most effective, because we take time and we pray, and we deal with the heart of the person. At this time, I'd like to call Pastor Voorhees.
First, I want to just be thankful for our mayor, who has thought of us to bring us all together. One thing I say about our mayor is that he genuinely cares. We do a lot of talking, but he has demonstrated in his actions, not just his word, that he cares about his city, he cares about his community, he cares about what happens. And I think it's very important for all of us that we all have coming together, because we have one mind, and that is just to take our city back. Take our city back, and that we can live a peaceful life. We have the next generation that's coming behind us, and it's very important that we demonstrate to them that we do care, that we do love, and that there is a better way in life. The gang affiliation is not the answer. But you're getting your education, achieving for the highest education that you can, and striving for it, and moving forth in the things that we know that God has called them to. This city can be great.
Can you say and spell your name for us, please?
It's Catherine, K-A-T-H-E-R-I-N-E, Jones, Voorhees, V as in Victor, O-O-R-H-E-E-S. Thank you.
As far as Pastor Voorhees said, we want to thank our mayor for bringing us together. There's a favorite scripture I have that says, faith without works is dead. And now it's time for us to come out of our 4 walls of our churches and go out into the community and let the community know that we do care about you. We are concerned about you. And if we have to close down our doors and walk the streets of Utica to make sure that this city is safe for everybody, then we are willing to do that.
Can you say and spell your name, please?
Kathy with a K, Hughes, Hughes.
I have a question. This is for pretty much anybody. Are you going to be reaching out to more faith-based organizations, churches as well, to bring as many people as possible into this? And has anybody expressed interest that maybe just hasn't been known in the conversation thus far?
Absolutely, we are going to address, and we actually do actually call different pastors. We have a weekly basis where we call and we reach out to different pastors and try to coordinate with them. And recently, we actually did talk to someone in the community today that will be actually joining us in the march on tomorrow. And he actually is excited about getting involved. We have a great dynamic, so we even have Spanish pastors. We do have Russian community pastors because of the time frame, sometimes with work and such. But again, this won't be the last time that we all come together. Also, one thing we did want to mention that the mayor also has been so great with, we are going to have a festival, the Youth Festival. We call it Youth for Utica. And actually, Vision to Plant is actually having that festival right here at City Hall from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it kind of